Hey guys, welcome back to Brick System Brothers. My name is Nathan Masters. Now, the LEGO store has been something we'd like to feature on our channel, so when we do go, we make videos about it. But just because of where we live and trying also to save money by buying used LEGO, we don't actually go to the official LEGO store all that often. Now, in 2019, I made it to the Minneapolis Mall of America store. In 2020, Josh and I made it down to Kansas City for that LEGO store. But that was pretty early in the year, and then of course coronavirus happened, and we tried not to travel more than we needed to. Now in 2021, I was on my way through Chicago and managed to stop at Orland Park. So yes, I do have some footage from another visit to the LEGO store. In this video, I'm just going to kind of do some of the stuff that I looked at inside. And then after kind of showing what was there on the inside of the store, I got some pictures of the pick-a-brick wall and the build a minifig selection. I wanted to talk about those a little bit. On this channel in a future video, I'm also going to do an in-depth look at the pieces I bought and kind of the value breakdown there. But for this video, just looking inside the store and at the loose piece selection. So let's see what it looked like inside.
My leash. There is no.
We had one like that one, but it was a smaller version. I like these guys. Okay, well if you behave, maybe we can get that one. Whoever decides to behave. I like these guys.
So a bit of a smaller store in Orland Park there, but they did have the important sets for 2021, the newest stuff. Ninjago City was there, and at the time I recorded it, it was still in VIP Early Access. So of course I didn't buy any of the large LEGO sets, working on keeping that budget low, especially this early in the year. You know, you don't want to blow your entire yearly LEGO budget on a single visit to a store. Very easy to do, very tempting to do. But I managed to stay within, I think it was $30-something, 38 bucks, just buying a large pick-a-brick cup, a small pick-a-brick cup, and one build a minifig pack for 3 figs. And managed to get some things that Josh wanted as well, but a very conservative trip to the LEGO store this time. And speaking of the parts, I did want to take a closer look at those boards. So yeah, I had a couple clips just highlighting what was there and kind of look at the wall, but I grabbed a frame from the boards. So here is the board for the pick-a-brick, the PAB wall, and I also showed the order form there, basically an entry of piece by piece, the way that you fill those out. This store was able to do as far down as a quarter scoop. So I showed that scoop there. It's just like a little plastic thing that they go in and they get a scoop of bricks, and you can specify, you know, I want a half scoop of this piece, a quarter scoop of this, a full scoop of that, and then the large cups, they say, are about 3 scoops. The small cups are about 1.5 scoops. So if you know your fractions, you can figure out how many quarter scoops of each piece half scoops of this piece that you want and kind of make a breakdown to fill up those cups. On the wall here, we had 96 total pieces on the board, and additionally, there were 2 pieces that they mentioned that they didn't have on the board, but they were making it clear that these were available. They were up on top of the little plexiglass thing, and those were a 1x1 brick in light gray and a 1x2x5 brick in white. So both of those kind of useful pieces, your basic building sections. The 1x2x5 brick is something you can build walls pretty quickly with if you don't really care about detail. So that's a larger element. I'm not sure if you fill up a cup with a 1x2x5, you're really getting your money's worth. So maybe get a couple of those, but don't don't put a lot of money towards that piece when you could be choosing from some of the other ones. I wanted to highlight number 48 specifically is the 2x2 leaf plate. When I did my Hold Up What's That Awesome Piece video in my HUTAP series about this piece, I mentioned that one really effective way to build up a stock of these is to wait for it to show up on a pick-a-brick wall. And here we go, here's an example of this piece being available right here in Chicago. So it's definitely not available at every LEGO store on every LEGO wall, but when it is, that is something that I knew if I saw it, I wanted to get it for sure. And I managed to get over 300 of those, not even taking up half of the space in a small cup. So a very nice piece for getting in quantity and not taking up a lot of volume, as opposed to, like I was saying with the 1x2x5, you maybe only get 50 of those in a small cup. So looking at your value, money per piece, it's definitely more cost effective to go with the smaller ones. The other ones that I like to see are the sand green. So number 51 is the 1x6 brick, 54 is a 1x4 plate, and 47 is a 1x1 brick with a stud, all in sand green. I think 16 was a lime green 2x2, and then number 7 up there was a 1x2 sand green plate. So a good mix of plates and bricks here in this store. Limited selection of sand green, but it's definitely here. And other than that, just kind of a random assortment of pieces. Maybe looking at 49 with the dark gray chair. Josh wanted a few of those. And as for the pieces that I did buy, that's coming up in a separate video like I mentioned. For Build a Minifig, they had 35 different options, but the way that you have to do it is you pick kind of one from each tier, and then you kind of build up that minifig. So there are 7 options on each tier that you can choose from, and then as you work your way down, you kind of fill those in. So much reduced selection compared to what I've seen from some other stores, but again, we have to be thankful that the LEGO Group has made adjustments to even keep this going. I think in a lot of other cases, and in fact at the start of the pandemic they just kind of shut down the Build a Minifig and Pick a Brick walls both. So those are both up and running, albeit you can't go and pick them yourself. You have to fill out this form, and then the employees will fill that to the best of their ability. Some of the options here that stand out are number 2 with the top hat in black. Has only been in 1 or 2 sets, so nice to see that on the Pick a Brick wall. For the heads, number 10 and 14 are both double-sided, so you kind of get some extra value there with the reversible face, just a different display option. But also keep an eye on the other heads. Sometimes those will be somewhat exclusive, only released in a couple sets. So I think in this case number 14 hasn't been seen outside of the Build a Minifig wall as of yet. I couldn't find it on Rebrickable or Bricklink, so that might be something that's currently exclusive. On the torsos, I know that number 18 is an exclusive piece to Build a Minifig, and number 21 is either exclusive or it's a harder to find piece, maybe in like a collectible minifig, if that. And then the 16 with the suit print is currently exclusive as well, I believe. 15 is kind of surprising to me because that's been around for 6 or 7 years, dating back to some of the city stuff. So interesting that that piece is still kind of in the mix of options to choose from. And then number 19, paired with number 26 with the legs, is from a collectible minifigure as well. So some interesting options to choose from in the torsos. And then, like I said, with the legs, just looking at 26 being a collectible minifig series leg. And then 23 and 27 and 26 are the dual molded legs. So the bottom half is a different color plastic than the top half. In addition to that, 26 has printing on those surfaces as well. So I know number 23, popular for a lot of Star Wars with the Imperial side of things, where you want to have Imperial officers with black boots and dark gray legs, and kind of doing all that with one piece right here. A very clean, effective way to do that. Number 25, want to highlight because the teal legs are exclusive to the Monkey Kid line. So getting those in Build-A-Minifig is a nice way to grab some teal legs without spending a fortune on a set, just so that you can get the leg color there. The accessories down on the bottom row, they still got the baseball bat there in the bottom right corner, number 35. The sword, kind of a recent piece. I think that's one of the swords available coming up in the blacksmith shop. So nice sword there. The animals are always popular. So 32 and 33 is the dog and the chicken. And the dog is exclusive to Build-A-Minifig walls as of now. The mold is not, because the mold has been used in a set for one of the collectible minifigs, but it's in brown in that little foil pack. So the black Dachshund is exclusive. And then the other three, the spring green pickaxe is a hidden side piece, the bow and arrow, here and there, a couple years old, and the neon green wand is maybe the oldest piece on the wall, kind of dating back to some of the 90s, late 90s Lego. So kind of a mainstay piece there. I'm just happy to see it as an option. Not something that I would want to use up one of the slots for, but some of the kids that might be new to Lego might want to get one of those wands. So kind of an interesting piece there. And that's kind of what was available in more detail for the Pick-A-Brick and Build-A-Minifig walls. So I did want to look at those a little bit closer. Something that you can really only do at official Lego retail stores. Of course, most of these pieces could be found on Bricklink, but the prices will be a little bit higher by the time it goes through someone else's hands. So getting these directly from the Lego store is a good option. They're not cheap by any means, but probably the lowest current prices on the market for some of these exclusive pieces. And getting stuff in bulk from the Pick-A-Brick wall is always fun. So I had a good visit at the Orland Park Lego store, just looking at the inside of the store, some footage there, and these pieces again. Looking at these in more detail coming up for you guys on the channel, Brick System Brothers. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.